Just give me 2 seconds, guys. Is that noise? I'm not going to put video on Telegram, but it is live there also. If you guys, if anyone wants to listen there, the other links provided will have racist face. Very racist, sorry. Just another second or two. Oh, it's spicy. Sorry. Okay. All right. This is my notepad. Us neo-Nazis are very well funded. We've got a lot of stuff. That's the wrong. All right. Good a time as any, I suppose, to do this. There's been quite a lot of attention given to the channel in the community, actually, in the recent weeks, I suppose, over the last couple of years, but the last couple of weeks for sure. Maybe a lot of new people. So I'll just start from the beginning and work my way down. I gotta keep my phone here because this never stops either. Okay. First of all, you may or may not be aware that I evidently am some kind of very dangerous terrorist. In fact, I have a very well organized militia network. I don't know. You guys should, the media, people saying this, you should look up what that word means. I don't think maybe you're misunderstanding what that word actually means. And what's happening is something I've mentioned before and predicted before, is that they will use the couple of years of built up hit pieces and smear campaigns against myself and many of my friends and other people in this online community, which to discredit and use it as a smokescreen to smear the protest movement happening all over the country right now. In Coutts, Alberta, I'm sure, as many people are aware. Oh, look, now my signal's being destroyed. Huh, look at that. Son of a bitch. I did want to just do it like this, but I will fucking film and upload a video, I suppose, huh? Give me a second. I'm having some serious internet issues. Seems to be okay. Anyway, where was I saying? So as you may or may not be aware, there was a bunch of arrests made out in Coutts, Alberta. Those guys have packed up and headed out now. They were going home, I guess, from what I understand. I posted a photo earlier of the loot haul that was allegedly seized by the RCMP there, and they made a note to point out that one of our symbols here, this flag, which I'll explain in a minute, was seen on some of the equipment there. I have no idea where those came from, who those belong to, who put them there, who brought them there. Did the police put them there? I have absolutely no idea. I would say that, and as far as the situation goes in Alberta, what happened with those guys, I have no idea about that either. I know that some people were arrested. One of them I do know. I've met him before. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you. I'm reading about it in the news as much as anybody. Allegedly, they're saying that these guys are being charged with conspiracy to commit murder, which is a pretty serious charge. I would like to see the evidence for that. I would like to know what it is they're referring to. It's a funny country we have here, right? Where you can make these allegations about people and not really have to, we'll just have to take your word for it. We'll see what comes out of that. Again, beyond what you're reading in the media, and bits and pieces from what I heard from people that are out there. I don't really know any more than you guys do about that situation. Sure. So, to try and construct this story, which is very extremely desperate. That's how much of a dire straits that the media in this country is in right now. Man, the internet. Hang on, this is crazy. It's getting completely shut down here. Is it still working or not? I can't tell. Somebody's gonna have to. You guys are still saying it's okay. Oops. I'll look at the messages here in a minute, guys. So, yeah, again, trying to conflate these things as if it's some kind of conspiracy, like there's some kind of. It's absolutely completely ridiculous. It's literally insane and makes me question the mental state of the people in the media, specifically the Canadian Anti-Hate Network. It's difficult to gauge whether or not this is simply gross negligence and incompetence or just plain malice. My opinion is the latter. They know exactly what they're doing. They've been following me for years and harassing me and slandering me and my friends and many, many other people for years. Rebel News has documented their, activities and exploits as many others. It is a government funded. Okay, they are not experts at anything. They are paid by the government to smear their political opposition, their political opponents, and anyone that is causing any kind of dissension in their grip on power. And that's exactly what they do. In the media, they're calling us, what did they say? A neo-fascist, accelerationist, fucking, scary word. I have 125,000 downloads of this podcast in just the past 6 months, just the audio. There's many more on many platforms. I typically would stream 3 nights a week for about 3 to 4 hours for the past several years. I've been on the internet doing this for a long time, relatively. So as you can imagine, there is quite a lot of time of me talking on the internet. Now, and this is what they write about me, and they'll take things out of context and they'll selectively clip things and massage things and infer, what I meant about certain things without, they know exactly what they're doing. I like to use a lot of humor and satire and kinds of things in my presentation, as many of you people are aware. As I said, there's been quite a few downloads. A lot of people have listened to this, and I don't see too many neo-Nazis around here. In fact, I don't see any. In fact, I've actually gone out of my way numerous times to shoot some criticism at groups and people like that for a variety of reasons. Number one, nobody in this community that I'm aware of is a racist or a neo-Nazi or neo-fascist or neo-anything. There are black members of the community, Native Americans, Muslims. There's people from all over the country that are involved, that we have spent time with. I consider friends. And again, these people deliberately do not speak to them or acknowledge their existence because, of course, it cuts up their narrative a little bit, doesn't it? Kind of difficult to be they change it all the time. We were white nationalists and we were neo-Nazis, and what are we today? We're something else today because they're liars. This is what they do. This is what they're paid to do. As far as this flag goes, it's literally a joke that I made. And the fact that I mean, I assume I would have to explain this at some point in time like this, but why not now? Where do you even begin? First of all, if the name isn't readily apparent that it's Diagolon, I mean, really? Okay. I was pretty stoned on edible marijuana when I came up with this. Again, live on the internet with many other people. And what was happening was I was observing that many of the Western and Central American United States states were not pro-mandate, not pro-passports, generally more, conservative, right-leaning in their politics and in their culture. And you could see it on a map when, you could see the states that were, leaning kind of, more towards the politics that I agree with versus the ones that aren't. And it made kind of a diagonal line from Alaska to Florida. So I called it Diagolon, and it's a pretend country that doesn't exist with all kinds of its own pretend events and characters and things that don't exist. I talk to a goat figurine named Philip. He's my sidekick, for comedic effect. Curiously, the anti-hate network and the media refuse to acknowledge these facts about what I do. I'm a podcaster. I'm kind of a comedian, and that's it. I'm a mental health advocate. I'm a veteran. I try to tell the truth, and I try to help the people that I can. That's what I do. I encourage people to meet up in real life, not because we're organizing any kind of militia resistance network, but because people need peer groups. People need human connection. People need to have family dinners and do these kinds of things, which has been deprived of us for years now. Even before COVID, we're moving more and more into the online realm of existence. And it's not healthy. It's not good for you. When the first time we got a bunch of people together, just sort of happened. Everyone was happier than I'd seen people in a long time. It's similar to what you're seeing downtown here in Ottawa over the past couple of weeks. People are just. It was nice. It was nice to have human connections again. So that's why I encourage that. And I called it the Find Your Friends campaign, not Find Your Terrorists. Not go stockpile weapons and prepare to overthrow the government. Find your friends, because that's what we need to stay, strong and together and unified as a people, as a community. Because we've only got each other. Because obviously the rest of the world is not quite too pleased with this. And apparently I'm evidently worthy of nationwide coverage over and over and over again. Because I'm a dangerous to who exactly? Would you care to talk to anyone that knows me or any of the people that know me? No, you'll talk to the enemies that I have that are paid by the government, who I consider my enemy. Is not a big fan of me, and I wonder why. I've been an outspoken critic of the federal government for very many years. Some of you may remember several years ago, I posted I didn't post it. Someone else recorded me at an event in Dalhousie, Halifax, the university in Halifax, as Omar Khadr was paraded around as some kind of folk hero and celebrated figure and poor victim because he was a child soldier. I had some things to say about that, and that video got some substantial, 8 or 9 million views. Another time, I released a video shortly after the Nova Scotia shooting of Gabriel Wortman, allegedly, and because we don't really have a motive or any evidence or anything like that, really, do we? Just a lot of unanswered questions. That video got a substantial amount of viewership and reach as well. These are just a couple of examples, and then you've got the podcast and everything else. So am I a conspiracy theorist? Am I crazy to maybe infer that perhaps the state-funded media organization has turned its attention to me, to discredit me, to make me look bad, and to take this community and paint us as something that we are not, so they can defeat this thing that they cannot defeat? Is that at all possible? I have routinely discouraged anyone from committing any kind of violence, routinely. If they know this, and they refuse to acknowledge it. They want to, lean on. We sit here, and sometimes I have a couple of beers, sometimes I get stoned, and sometimes and there's I do all kinds of different impressions, dozens. I have quite a few actually. I do fake movie trailers and sketches and things, and unsolved mysteries jokes and this kinds of thing. It's complete lunacy what they're saying. And I find it pretty insulting, actually, to a lot of the people that take a lot of joy and camaraderie in this community and what it's done for them. I'm not trying to toot my horn here and sing myself any praises. I'm simply asking anybody that thinks any of this is true or could be true or whatever, why don't you go talk to these people and have them explain it for you? Better yet, like I said, I don't ask a lot of the community. I don't ask for money. If they want to send me money, I say thank you graciously and accept it, because I mean, she getting hot out there, boys, right? But I don't, sometimes I ask like, hey, help with this cause or this or whatever. Go show some support for the convoy or whatever. But if you would, kindly, it would help me. It would help other people. Just post a quick video. Post a quick video about what this community has done for you, what it means to you, and what it really is. And post your username, whatever it is that you go by. If you're comfortable doing that. Again, there's people from all over the country, all over let's play name that religion, name that race, name that whatever identity politic that these people, there's, gay people, there's everyone from any collective, any group you could imagine that the identity politic Stasi over there would use to divide you guys against each other. They're all here, right? And again, I've always routinely said, I don't care who you are. I only care if you're a good person. That's my only requirement. I don't care if you're a half robot or a space alien or a talking dog. It doesn't, are we going to get along? Do we hold and share the same values and cultural, priorities, I guess? Like, do we care about the same things? Are you a good person, or are you a lying, scheming, backstabbing, throat-cutting, narcissistic, are you a bad person or are you a good person? That's all I care about. I am not selective in the people that I criticize. In fact, most of the people that I have the biggest problems with are white. Justin Trudeau is, as you know, not a black man. He's not a Jewish man. He's not anything. He's just a massive, massive pile of garbage. And so is Jagmeet Singh. And so is Aaron O'Toole. And now it appears that the smear campaign is really going for it. Now, I wonder if that's smart, because this community is gotten fairly large. There was a lot of people that watch this, and as for the flag goes, I made that hung over at 2:00 in the afternoon with an app on my phone. It took me about 2 seconds. It's a black backdrop, and I took my finger and I went like this, and I saved it, and I thought it was funny because of how simple and ridiculous that it is. Right. And it's a way to identify other community members and people that follow the podcast and find each other locally. All right. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think, why do people wear, Toronto Maple Leafs jerseys? To show their support for their team or whatever it is that they enjoy. And then you see another guy with wearing a Doug Gilmour jersey, go, hey, look, he's a Leafs fan too. That's why. It's just branding. It's not sinister. And to suggest otherwise is absolutely asinine and ridiculous, much like, again, the media and all these people are. I'm also going to be suing the absolute living fuck out of these people for calling me these things. This defamation has got to stop. It's insane. I can demonstrably prove every single thing that I'm saying. And I said earlier, all of this is on the internet forever. It's all been saved. It's all backed up. It's all on there. And I've got quite a few people that would be more than happy to dig through that and find examples of every single thing that I'm talking about. So I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm going to empty my entire cryptocurrency wallet for cash. And if you guys want to go to war, I guess that's what you want. Because I know what I am and I know what I'm not. And I'm not the things that the media is saying, and neither is anyone else in this community. It's ridiculous. It's happened before. How much money did CNN lose after, calling that Nick Sandman kid a white supremacist, the kid that was just smiling, stressed out in the face of that native guy screaming at him, banging a drum, the whole thing? I think he got $100 million or something like that, global. Was that how much it was he got? For falsely accusing him of being something that he's not? Is it common for neo-Nazis to have all kinds of, mixed and non-white friends? I don't know if maybe it is. Maybe that's the new definition now. Maybe just anyone that opposes the state is a neo-fascist, or whatever. All of this can be verified and backed up. And you know what? I had another friend, and unfortunately, he's not around anymore. He died. One of the reasons I kind of do what I do and speak for the things that I speak to, like soldiers' mental health and veterans' issues. My friend's name was Ezra DeGroot, and he was a Jewish guy, and he passed away a couple of years ago, and a lot of us were very concerned about him, and it was just another tragedy, another thing that happens. And did they tell you about that? No. I'm telling you about it. I still care about him. I remember that guy, and I really like that guy. I considered him a friend, and I know that if he were still here right now, he would defend me, and he would be right here with me, and he would say, this is ridiculous. Like my lawyer is Jewish. Okay. To take something like what I do, maybe I represent a lot of the frustrations of a lot of the people in this country, and they have every right to be frustrated and angry. I'm not the one taking people's jobs away. I'm not the one mag dumping automatic weapons into fire halls and then not telling the people of, Cumberland County why it was that happened. That was you, RCMP, that did that. That wasn't me. I'm not the one losing guns all over the place. Oh, look, whoops, we lost thousands. Oh, my God. Oh, another truck was stolen. Look at this. Oh, geez. I'm not the one dividing the country against everybody and calling people the unvaccinated, the unclean. They're taking up space. Something should be done with them. If there's a terrorist network in this country that's dividing, causing, fear, division, oppression, negative, life consequences for the people that live here, if that thing does exist, it's not me, it's the media and the state. And apparently they view me as such a threat. This is how pathetic and weak and small that they are. This is where I live right now, okay? Right? I have a laptop on a box turned upside down as a desk because I don't have one. And I talk on the internet. And I make videos on the internet. And I was downtown streaming, talking to the people that are here. Talking to the people living in their cars and what's wrong, why they, how their lives are going. I was just at the Veterans Memorial downtown talking to some guys down there. I was never asked for comment. No one from CBC or Global or any of these places called me or asked me anything. Isn't that how it's supposed to go? Don't you supposed to get both sides of the story? Ask yourself, when's the last time something was on the level when you only ever hear one side of it? Does that sound about right to you? Oh, I remember the last time that was. It was COVID. There is only one side of the story. Trust the science. Trust the experts. Well, in this case, the experts are government-funded hatchet men who have quite a sordid past and history themselves, and I can't wait to be digging into their personal lives with private investigators and lawyers. And if you think I can't do it, and I can't crowdfund it, and you guess again. Because not everybody in this country has given up on civil liberties and, freedom of speech and freedom of expression. If I'm a dangerous terrorist that's organizing why am I walking around? Why am I driving around the country? Why are you just hearing about this now? Why is the news just telling you about this now? They just wanted to let me roam the streets and keep everyone at risk, They're using this to discredit the protest movement and discredit and it's, people fall for it. It's disgusting. It's anti-Canadian behavior. It's typical of who these people are. They're monstrous and they're very small. inside and out. They're just very small, weak people that would not know a moral fiber or character backbone. If it jumped up and broke their nose. This is why they declare the Emergencies Act, And somehow because you found, you know what I mean? And where do these patches come from on this plate carrier, by the way, which looks brand new, cheap and brand new, haphazardly assembled with no sense. I mean, I was only an infantry NCO for long. That was my job. I mean, that's basically showing a tool belt to a carpenter, and it's just full of popsicles and popsicles and bananas. Like, oh, that's his tool belt. That's for dead. What? Who? Do you even know what you're talking about? Apparently not. So that's interesting, and these patches just appeared on there conveniently. So again, something that I didn't even sell. Someone else sold, and at cost, not to make any money, but just to give to people that wanted to, a morale pad. They wanted to put it on their backpack or their hat or whatever. So when they're out there in the world, in the country, and they go, hey, look, there's a guy, and they have a conversation and they make friends. This has already happened many, many, many times, and that is why the government is afraid of this. They're afraid of people coming together and unifying against them and opposing their bullshit and their lies. They don't like this. They don't like this to happen. So they're character assassinating me and everybody around me. That's what's happening. Now I'm lawyer shopping right now, so if anybody's watching this and you feel like throwing your name into the hat here, please contact me, and I would love to discuss it with you further. Bernie Farber, the chair of the Canadian Anti-Hate Network, I've spoken about numerous times already. Again, the expert. He's the top expert of the experts. Compared the protest downtown to a neo-Nazi rally. Basically, it's basically Nuremberg down there. And it was blatantly not true. Blatantly. He used a fake flyer from a group of video content creators in the United States, Goyim TV, that is posted onto something in Miami, Florida, weeks ago, and he tried to pretend that it was out here in Ottawa. He knows where it came from. It was already published. It was already in the news, but he did it anyway. He did it anyway, and he took the story and he put it out there to discredit everyone down there because he's a liar, because that's what these people do. They lie. Now, I don't know what happened in Alberta. I have no idea. I hope that what is being reported is inaccurate. I have no way of knowing because I'm not there. I'm down here. I guess we'll find out. But allegedly, uttering threats and conspiracy to commit murder and these kinds of things, I'm starting to find this a little far-fetched. And, I'm not really going to comment on it because I haven't seen anything to suggest. I don't know. The only information I have is what everybody else has and what's in the media. And as we know, you guys are really not telling the truth these days, are you? So who's to say what's true, what's not true? I don't know. I wasn't there and I didn't see it with my own two eyes, so I can't say. I don't know what happened. But I do know that if someone were to go downtown and hit somebody over the head with a wrench and got arrested and they were wearing a Metallica sweater, James Hetfield is not going to be dragged through the media as some kind of terrorist commander. Is he? Because that would be ridiculous. If someone is wearing an Ottawa Senators jersey and, let's say, runs over a bunch of people in Winnipeg because they're protesting, the Ottawa Senators are not going to be sanctioned and hauled in for questioning, are they? This is beyond ridiculous. I don't even know if there's a word for this kind of lunacy as it is. And obviously, the title of the video is meant to be facetious and sarcastic and ironic because, let's attention grabbing. Sorry if I clickbaited you, but that was the idea. Daniel Bulford of the RCMP has also warned, or I'm sorry, formerly of the RCMP, the sniper from Justin Trudeau's detail, has information that he's relayed to the world via video. I shared it last night, and I'm going to share it again now, that he's concerned that a truckload of firearms that was stolen in Ontario recently may apparently, evidently, possibly be used to plant weapons, and then have the police come in and, save everyone from that. The amount of desperation going on here is pretty apparent to me. If I'm the worst person in the country, if I'm the guy who's on the news every night, you should really be asking some questions about the country you live in. I have no criminal record. I served this country for 14 and a half years. I'm a veteran. I'm a father. I have 3 children. I love my family and my friends in this country. And that's the problem, isn't it? I think that is the real problem. So I will, I guess I'll leave it at that for now, and I'll open the floor to questions here, I guess, if anybody wants to ask me. Now's the time, okay? Because this, and this is our Roman salute. See, this is because see how it lines up with the slash back there? It's funny, It's like, oh yeah, it's funny. They said it's basically a Nazi salute. Well, this is a military salute, and this is apparently a just move your hand a little bit in the wrong direction, and apparently you're in all kinds of hot water now. Preposterous. I'll go to entropy first. Yeah. One person says, I'm not going to say your guys' names right now because the scrutiny is being ridiculous. I don't want anybody to get anybody else in trouble because they're trying to track everybody down and find ways to fuck with every single one of you. One guy says, Muslim bigot. Again, that's not his actual name. I know his real name. He's Afghani. We hung out numerous times this week. I'm on video with him. Rebel News filmed him. He was a guy with the Saudi flag and the bandana. Had lots of things to say about the lying media and, liberals and commies, that kind of thing. That must be, again, that's my white supremacy showing, I suppose. He says Muslim bigots should start yelling Sieg Halal. Yeah. Next time he confronts a mainstream media propagandist just to see if they're stupid enough to take the bait. He tried to talk to every single one he could find, and you know what? None of them would do it. Only Rebel. Why is that? Another guy says, David Fry used to be a Canadian attorney, has since retired, but might have some good connections and is covering the truckers almost daily. He is on Locals, Viva Barnes. Yeah, well, maybe I'd go down and find. Is that David Fry? Is that Viva Frey? Is it the same guy? I saw him the other day. He was at the War Memorial. I waved at him. Waved back. Deanna01 says, I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that my sister is still brainwashed. The good news is my brother isn't good. Yeah, another guy says, I think the river card is about to be played, and they have a high card, Orlin. Yeah. Sue for 10 million, Omar. Someone mentioned Viva Fry and Robert Barnes. You should reach out to them. I wouldn't know how to get a hold of them, but if someone can and they're interested, I would love to talk to them. Hellbilly Deluxe says, I work with a guy that grew up with all of them in Coots. He says, no effing way. Again, I don't know what happened. I know the government's quite motivated to stop this at all costs, and do I think it's beyond the realm of possibility that they would stretch the truth and maybe invent some things or something to get their way? Well, I don't know. I do live in a country that had the Nova Scotia massacre happen, and I talked a little bit about that earlier, didn't I? I know that took place. I know those families have never been told what the hell went on. I know there's never been an explanation for the RCMP's actions during that event, and I doubt there ever will be. I know that the RCMP dropped an investigation in the Prime Minister's office at the request of the Prime Minister's office. So that happened. I know that Brenda Lucki is basically a political appointment and was personally related through marriage to Bill Morneau, the former finance minister. I know that happened. So another guy says, getting contact info for heavy hitter lawyer for you. I'll message you as soon as I get it. Love you. Thanks, man. Camus Case is oh well, I guess I just doxed you too. lost of people, lost families over this COVID stuff, and all we did was create a new family, and now they want that too. Yes. Someone says nobody brought guns anywhere near there. Again, I don't know what happened. I have no idea. I'm skeptical. I'll say that. I'm quite skeptical. Let's go check YouTube now. Yeah, one guy says they're approved to destroy evidence in the shooting. Again, yep. Do you trust these people? That's all you need to ask yourself. Do you trust them or not? I don't. I haven't for a long time, and I've been very vocal about doing that. And now they attack me. They waited, right? They waited till now. Interesting. Should reach out to people. That's what I'm doing right now. Interviewing people on your show. I've been doing it I've been doing this for 4 years. There's 125,000 audio downloads just on that. There's been millions of views on this channel. Well, this iteration of the channel. The other one had millions of views. This one and then another one. And if I was a neo-Nazi, like some kind of terrorist organizer, I'm doing a really bad job at it. Really bad. Rachel Villar. Okay, so there's a good one which says explain bigot for the newbies. Yeah, again, it's ironic. It's funny to me because I know that that's what they think about us, right? Because I don't, the word bigot means intolerant. It means you're intolerant of someone else's, lifestyle or whatever. Well, that's ironic because everyone's intolerant of so everyone doesn't like something. And I'll say pedophiles, for example. I'm very intolerant of that. I don't think that should be permitted whatsoever. And I think the punishment and penalties for being caught victimizing children, being a sexual predator and so on should be extreme. I think they'd be extremely extreme. Like as in the most harshly dealt with crime imaginable, as in there is nothing worse than that. So I guess I say it ironically. I'm a bigot. Yep, that's right. And we use that term amongst ourselves as a kind of a joke. And and hoping that the news would actually pick that up, and they did. So I laughed at that also. I was actually hoping to get this flag added to the hate symbol database. I think it was actually on there. I thought I saw a post yesterday that it was one of the symbols of hate, of hatred. Because it's funny to me. I mean, for God's sakes, the banner on my channel, which has been there since 2016 or 17, is the guy, I can't remember his name. He's the guy in the crowd during the Third Reich, and he's everybody's throwing up the Romans, for Hitler, and this guy's just got his arms crossed because he's like, I'm not fucking doing that. In a sea of people, he's the one guy that is refusing. And I've always liked that. I like that photo. I like the attitude of that guy. And, the bravery to be anti-authority and anti-establishment, even, because was he killed for that? I don't know. Something probably happened to him, right? But you never know. But I thought it was a brave thing to do, and I thought it was an inspiring photo. And I've been using it ever since. But again, somehow I'm still a neo-Nazi, or I'm a neo-fascist of some kind, somehow. Just because. Let's see. What else? This is on. Yeah, someone says it'd be hundreds of thousands of followers if it hadn't been deplatformed. How many times? Yeah, probably. It would probably be getting up there. They've been trying to shut me up and shut me down for quite a while. And the lengths that they're going to increase the pressure has really, really just gotten hilariously out of control. And I've had enough of it. I know I have rights as a human being in this country, and I don't believe that we're entirely in a, communist nightmare yet. I'm absolutely certain a lot of the things they've said about me are textbook defamation and libel, and I'm intending to absolutely eviscerate these people. Yeah, one guy says, I saw the Daglon flag on CBC or CTV. It was hilarious. It is hilarious. It's, that's how we find each other, like a sports team, The red and white flags in the hate database. Maybe it should be, because a lot of Canadian nationalists and patriots are using it these days. I mean, maybe they're not even insane enough to go that far yet, but wouldn't be surprised if they start saying things like that. Here's a guy I know, or well, I've known online for quite a long time. Says, no one here in Coutts saw any confiscation of any weapons, only the magical picture that appeared all over the internet a couple hours later. Oh, he says, are you in Coutts right now, Craig? And I've heard that from people out there that they don't know how this happened or what went on. And I'm getting, requests from, media liars from all over the country. Some of them are already being sued by other people I know. But they say it anyway, because the point is to discredit everybody. All right, let's go to Rumble now. Look at this. Here's a great comment. Reginald says, I de-radicalized him. He says, I used to be a racist before watching this. Been watching since Ragecast 70-ish. You were also like a pressure relief valve at times. I appreciate that, Reginald, and that's what my intention was. It is a pressure release valve for me. It made me feel better to be able to speak about the things that bother me. I didn't know that was illegal. Well, it's not illegal yet. I had an RCMP officer say that to me, to my face. Said it's not illegal to have certain opinions or certain and he said, yeah, not yet. Looked me right in the eye and said, not yet. Another guy says one of the rifles he's talking about didn't have even optics or sights on it. A lot of really generic plate carriers and things. I don't know. It's strange. Again, I don't know what happened. It could be entirely true for all I know. I have no idea. But to suggest that I somehow have something to do with this is just insane. Insanely, it's such a reach. And they've gone so far over the line now that I've got no choice. I can't be, putting up with this anymore. They've already doxed my entire family. All right. The media in Nova Scotia, a particular person, Andrew Douglas, actually, doxed. He published the names and addresses of my family. And, alluded to where my children live. Narrowed it down quite pretty nicely. And why? You'll have to ask him why he felt that was of the public interest, considering how many death threats and things that I've received over the years. Colbert's mom says that I say what we all feel but can't articulate. Well, thank you. Someone else says the guys with guns have zero to do with the convoy. Again, don't know what's going on there, but I'm skeptical. I'm going to go to Rumble now for a minute. Someone else says you're a motivational speaker that came into a lot of our lives when we were ready to give up. Well, thank you for that, man. Another guy says everything they are saying they are guilty of doing. Everything they are saying, they are guilty of doing. It's like whoever says it first gets dibs. Thankfully, we can see right through this BS, and that's my intention here. I've gone out of the way to, not out of the way. I just haven't paid attention to it for a long time. I don't really acknowledge it because it's literally just lies. It's literally just bullshit. But now it's reached a level that, it needs to be addressed, I think. So I am. So here I am. Here's I am. This is, you want to come see the bad guy. You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point and say that's the bad guy. Is that Scarface? Here's the bad guy. Here's the bad, evil, dangerous person. This is why the national unity of the country needs to be halted and needs to be sabotaged, and the convoys need to be disrupted and sent home, and everything needs to go away because that guy says some spicy things in videos, and he's got a flag that other people have, and they have barbecues, and some of them, They do funny memes and they're very sarcastic. And some of them are, a lot of them, like firearms, as is your right to do in this country, legally. So yes, very terrifying. Oh my goodness, so scary, so scary. How much money did you fucking guys spend on this? I cannot wait to see what the budgetary requirements of this, so I can show the rest of the world how much money you wasted chasing around regular guys you chased around and tried to smear and defame and lock up and why? For what? Meanwhile, there's actual horrible crime happening in this country all the time, but by all means, if you don't see that this is politically motivated at this point, I don't know what to tell you, because it is. That's why they're doing this to me and everyone else, and a lot of people can see that. I mean, it's called Diagolon, for God's sakes. Not even the Empire of or anything really cool. I should have come up with a better name, I should have come up with something way scarier. What should I have called it? Oh, and by the way, there's also the enemy. Our sworn enemy of Diagolon is the Circulonians in Circulon. Their flag is a circle, and they're really bad. They're the worst. Often you've probably seen pictures of them. It's the NPC meme with the face, and they've got 40 masks on and 5,000 booster shots. That's a typical Circ, as we call them, Circulonians. They're taking gags and jokes and rants and things and cutting them together out of context and out of 3-4 hour whatever you want to call it, presentations, and trying to slam it up there and make it look like something that it's not, so they can justify why they have a paycheck, so they can justify why they need to exist. Why they can't find actual real bad, serious neo-Nazi militia people and scary anti-government. Why? Because they don't exist. I'm the best thing they got. This is as close as they can get, I guess. So they're just gonna frame it up that way anyway. This is the best they can do, because that's how good of a country this is. That's how good the people are here. That people like myself and my friend Derek Harrison, talking shit on the internet are apparently so dangerous that we need to have be 35% of the news cycle in the last week and a half. This is a strange question. He says, why were you deployed to Afghanistan? Because a terrorist organization was not respecting the right of the people? Are the Afghans going to send aid to Canada now? Well, no, because the Taliban control Afghanistan now, and I don't think they're too keen to help us do that. I was deployed to Afghanistan because a bunch of bankers wanted to make some money. That's why I went to Afghanistan. Because the media lies and people at the top get paid money to look the other way and do things or not do things. And, again, one of my earliest inspirations was Smedley Butler. He was a Marine Corps general. And you know what he did? He wrote a book called War is a Racket, meaning it's a giant scam. It's all a big scam. It's a money-making. It's a business, as George Carlin would say. It's a business. That's what it is. That's why I was in Afghanistan, for businessmen. And I've been very openly vocal about that as well. A lot of people didn't like that I had to say that for a long time, but a lot of them are coming around to it now. Someone says, how are they fucking with you today? And they planted slashy patches, the worst of it. I mean, again, it could be, I don't know. I don't control. There are literally thousands of those in the world. I have a bunch more in my bag. I give them out to people literally on the street because they ask for them. Like, do you have any? I'm like, yeah, man, I got some right here. Thanks, man. I got a bunch of cards with it on there, business cards. Where's that? It's in my jacket in the other room. I gave out probably 500 of those. These flags here, my buddy Frank went and did all, he's not making any money doing that because he's just a good guy and just wanted to do it for people. He sent probably thousands of those out into the world now. So the idea that, it's not like there's 12 of us You know, and we have a secret club, and we've got this whole thing, and they're in the woods with tiki torches, and they're planning to, they're gonna. There's thousands of them out there, maybe more. I don't know. It could literally be anywhere, come from anyone. I've seen people spray paint it on the side of buildings and stuff, and highways and shit, like all over not even just in Canada, the United States too. So I guess I'm an international terrorist now. Jesus, I'm like the fucking, what am I, the Red Baron? This is great. Like, what are the perks? Does anybody have any, like, what do I get? Do I get like a cult? Do I get like a harem of women? Like, how does this work? Like, because I'm just finding out now that I'm like this huge deal of a fucking bad guy. So I haven't been taking proper advantage of this. As you can see, I'm living on the floor in an empty building, because this is just how you do it when you're, you know, Al Qaeda or something. Red Baron. Yeah, maybe we'll go with the Red Baron. And we've got men in Australia and Japan. We've got men in Japan because it's the racism thing again, right? We've got in the United States, England. There's some there too. So I've got I'm international. I'm all over the world. I'm across both oceans, both of them. Pacific, Atlantic, doesn't matter. I'll get you. I got people there. We're working on expanding into Russia, because I'm also a Russian agent as well. I see they've dropped that story because it's a little more far-fetched. As soon as Putin does pay me, though, I'm planning to start another chapter of terror, people to do the terror in Russia. They're going to go invade Ukraine, probably. Maybe that's my fault too. Did I do that also? Maybe that's. I'm just trying to distract everyone so no one pays attention, so Putin can invade the Ukraine, maybe. So again, I think that's enough. How long have I've been doing this? A little while now. Yeah, I radicalize the minorities, perhaps. Yeah. Hellbilly says, "Here's to the defamation fund." Thanks, man. The beatings will continue until morale improves. To hell with them, brother. All you're doing is being honest. Yeah, I know. Redneck Asian. There's another guy. I got another neo. Well, you know. Well, you know. He says, in our local bigots, again, right? Tongue in cheek, facetious, ironic. We have a half Filipino, a half Japanese, and me, full Taiwanese. We got your back. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. Honk McLean. These guys keep changing their names. He says, if the picture were authentic, why isn't there like 5 of at least one type of gun? This was virtually a laundry list of the specific guns the commies are trying to get rid of. That's a good catch. I didn't even notice that, actually. I noticed there was an MCR there, which is still not on the ban list. You can still buy those things. You can still buy. There's a couple of shotguns. There's a couple of pistols there. I didn't take a super close look at the firearms, but the equipment was especially interesting, considering a lot of it was brand new and set up by an infant child who's never put a plate carrier on in their life. I mean, some of them I'd just haphazardly thrown together. Another guy, Hellbilly, says, been watching you since 30-something, Ragecast 30. That's the name of the program, the name of the podcast that I've been doing for years now. This has been since episode 30. You've kept many from the edge, myself included. You've made us laugh, cry, angry, and smile 3 times a week, 3 hours at a time. My love and respect, and I'm sure thousands share in the sentiment, love for me and the missus, brother. Thank you very much, man. Anderson Paladin says, Heil Gingler, the Plaid Baron. Right, I have a Hitler impression I did. Well, not Gingler. He's different. Right. Helmet, how you doing, brother? He says, just as the term bigot is a joke, we should all volunteer for the terrorist label. We know Blackface likes to pay millions to terrorists. Where's my money, Emperor McSilly Socks? Yeah, I don't know. Another guy there says, watching you since the RCMP Nova Scotia video. All right, and I don't think they like that video very much either, because I think I had some pretty good criticisms in there. All the questions I had then remain. They've yet to be answered. You know what the RCMP is doing instead? Godzilla, how you doing? He says, you are by far the funniest natural comedian I've ever known. Please look into the deep state's destruction of Lenny Bruce and don't let it happen to you. Did they get Lenny Bruce? I'm not super familiar with Lenny Bruce. I know Joe Rogan's a big fan of his. So, all right. That's about it. That's about enough, I think. How long was this? Probably too long, but there was a lot to say. There was a lot to, I couldn't just do it in a video, right? An hour long. So hopefully that if anyone's curious and actually cares to know what's actually going on here, you know, send them to this video and share it with your friends and tell them, you know, what the truth is, because this is what the truth is. I've been called a lot of things, but they've yet to call me a liar, haven't they? I'm all the names in the book you can say. You know, I might be, you know, a lot of things, but I don't lie. You know, I'm not going to tell you something that I know is not true. And I'm fully prepared to stand, you know, back up every single thing I just said. All on video. You stupid, stupid motherfuckers. So again, thanks everybody for the continued support from the community and so on. And don't let these fools demoralize you and scare you. They're scared of you. They're scared of all of us. That's why they're doing this. They, if we didn't matter, if this wasn't effective, if it wasn't working, would it be in the news? Would they be using some of their most powerful weapons, the media slander machine, to do hit pieces on someone? Would they do that if it didn't matter? Well, that's up to you. Yeah. So again, you can do that if you want to help me, if you want to help the guys, if you want to help dispel this ridiculousness. If you have one of these flags or you have one of these patches, throw it on. Throw it on. They took my video down with BGB. His nickname is Black Guy Bigot because he's black. His name is, do I say his name? I don't want to. Anyway. I did a satirical video about him being a white, his first day, his first, you know, game as a white supremacist, you know. It was like a fake hockey interview. I thought it was funny. Everybody thought it was funny. The internet didn't think it was funny. They had to take that down because it was promoting hate or something. Probably because the shirt I had on said "fuck Trudeau," but you never know. Go get this stuff. Whatever you got, throw it on, throw it up there, and just tell people the truth. Tell them what this is to you. Because if you care about this community and you care about these people, not just me, but everybody else that's, you know, identified with this and has had fun, has gotten some value out of this and doesn't want to see it destroyed and go away, say that. Go and just tell the truth. I'm not going to tell you what to say. I don't need to tell you what I have a pretty good idea of what most people are going to say anyway. Because I know who a lot of you guys are. I've met many, many, many of you. So I don't got to worry about it. So if you want to help me, you want to help the guys, you want to do something for the community, go ahead, go do that. And just tell the truth. That's all. All right. I am going to go to sleep now. It's been a long day again. Met some guys downtown at the War Memorial. Pretty funny. Had some laughs. They're still down there guarding it. They're probably terrorists too, right? I'm sorry. They were allegedly veterans, according to the media. Allegedly, with what appeared to be medals taken out. You know damn well. You know damn well who they are. And you're acting like you're trying to dismiss them. They've got no shame. They'll dismiss even the veterans of this country standing up for their own culture and values and our own memorials. Anyway. Thanks again, guys. And if you'd consider doing that for me, I'd very much appreciate it. And why don't you write into these media organizations? Why don't you let the Canadian Anti-Hate Network know exactly how you feel about them? Why don't you let Global News know exactly how you feel about them and how ridiculous they are? And if they're worried or concerned at all about the impending lawsuit they're about to be embroiled in. Because again, dragging someone's character through the mud and knowingly lying about them is a crime. A lot of messages held for review here. I don't know what's going on. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. I'm going to go to bed. And thanks again. Share this around and do your thing. And I'll see you tomorrow, or maybe not. whenever I get back. Cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Pro Patria. Sic Semper Tyrannis. And oh yes, praise the terror. Do that. You are all. Oh my goodness, it's so scary. So very scary.